We think that if there is compatibility, then the family life will be good. That's what people think. But there was complete compatibility between the match of Mother Sita and Lord Ram, but they didn't had any family life. So if somebody thinks because there is no compatibility, we are having some problems, I just wanted to give them some solace that even if there is compatibility, there is no guarantee that family life will be good. Even though there is 100% compatibility, Mother Sita and Lord Ram, it didn't work out. It is not that if there is compatibility, it will work. It is, but what works is that's what we have to try to understand. What is it that works in the marriage and what people have to vivaha? Is the sacrifice that is given in Vedic tradition and very important principle. Yajna is it's called setu. It's like a bridge. The victim is that is what can connect a person from the Almighty. So that is actually sorry. This vitamin that connects. So yajna is which is connecting us to the Almighty. Now Almighty is a very bridge on which a person can go from here to there. That means if a person consciously understands that I'll become happy surely because and I'll go forward. So by marrying also a person can move ahead instead of getting entangled and going behind. Because generally people come together, they conduct a marriage in order to get something, and instinctively or subconsciously, this thought lives in a person. What can I get? But Vivahagnya, the meaning of Agnya is to explain to people that they are together in order to make a marriage couple, that the meaning of their joint existence, joint life is to um, joint life is not to take it, but to give. So Vedic civilization based on the principle that each person primarily thinks about his duties. In modern society, people are more concerned about what I am going to get, what I am going to get. But Vedic culture is of giving. In modern society, people talk about rights. They don't talk about duties. In Vedic society, everybody thinks, what are my responsibilities? What should I give? And in a sense, the results may seem at first that it's not very good, but it is actually what is benefiting. Because obligations and rights are inextricably linked. Like my rights means other people's obligations. But depending on this ascent on which the stress is made on the rights or obligations, life can turn into hell or it can turn into paradise. So if I am going with another person, I think that I have to give to this person's who is being next to me thinks, what should I give to him? Then we get what we want. That is, it's a painless way. But if we are going with other person, I think that I have to take from him. And what should I get from him? Then the life turns into hell. That's so simple, which is very difficult to apply. So the formula is very simple. Vivaha Yajna. Yajna is what I told. It's like a bridge. Bridge connecting us to the Supreme. Now, in marriage life, it can be hell or heaven based on what is the premises. If I think I'm supposed to give, I'm talking about my duties and responsibilities, then it becomes heaven, paradise. If I want something, then it is heaven. And this is another important thing is people should know what they are doing, why they are doing, and based on that they have to perform. Otherwise, like people they unconsciously do, then they will not get benefit of yajna. Yajna sishtamrita bhuto yajna sishtamrita bhujo yati brahmasa. So Krishna says in 4.30 that we need to know that why I am doing yajna. So that if I am going with another person, in alliance with another person, I think about it, then his life will be happy and my life will be happy. On other hand, if I am doing it because no, I need something from there, then there is always a trouble. Now the man should feel that responsibility, and woman should also she also has her service, her responsibilities. So this is all the union of man and woman is obliged to ensure material being of women at this moment, and also the husband should take responsibility. So we'll discuss this more in further because we may have one more session on this chapter. We'll see some of the points which Prabhupada is giving. I will tell little psychology of man and woman marriage. Maybe tomorrow, Monday. Today will not be able to complete. Monday we'll see some points we'll see today. And there is good few points on psychology of marriage, between man, why marriage and what is the understanding that should be taken. How the brain of the man and woman works. There are 2-3 points and I have shared previously. We can discuss it. Here, Kardamani says, "Oh great, sorry." Swayambhu is saying, "O great sage, graciously be pleased to listen to the prayers of my humble self, for my mind is troubled by affection for my daughter." When a disciple is purpose writing, when a disciple is perfectly in consents with the spiritual master, having received his message and executed it perfectly and sincerely, he has a right to ask a particular favor from the spiritual master. Generally, a pure devotee of Lord or a pure disciple of a bona fide spiritual master does not ask any favor, either from the Lord or spiritual master. But even if there is a need to ask a favor from the spiritual master, one cannot ask a favor without satisfying him fully. Swayambhu Manu wanted to disclose his mind regarding the functions he wanted to execute due to affection for his daughter. We can ask from our spiritual master, but before that, do sufficient service and please him. And now Kardam, sir, Swayambhu Manu is telling about Devahuti. My daughter is a sister of Priyavata and Uttanapada. She is seeking a suitable husband in terms of age, character, and good quality. Why he is telling Priyavata Uttanapada? Because they are also very exalted. And what happens is, if you stay with exalted people, you get exalted qualities. Like we get introduction, na? That, oh, he's from ISKCON. That means what? Because he is ISKCON, he got training in ISKCON, he's having good qualities. We may ourselves not be very much big, but we are connected to something big, so we are qualified. Oh, he is from so and so temple, he is disciple of so and so Maharaj. Within ISKCON, we have. And then if outside we go outside, people say, "Oh, he's from ISKCON." Immediately, people will put some value. Okay, they respect. So here also, that means we are supposed to manifest also that qualities because we are from ISKCON. We have to follow rules. We have to follow. We don't eat outside. We don't drink tea, coffee. We don't eat anybody's house. We are following very strictly. So people like they will appreciate. If I go any outside, we say we don't eat, and immediately they feel little sorry, but they feel sad, but they are very happy that oh they are following good standards. So it will increase. They are from ISKCON, so they don't eat outside. They will only give fruits or something. So here, the grown-up daughter of Swayambhu Manu Devahuti had good character and as well qualified. Therefore, she was searching for a suitable husband just befitting her age, qualities, and character. The purpose of Manu's introducing his daughter as a sister of Priyavrata and Uttanapada, the great kings, was to convince the sage that the girl came from a great family. She was his daughter and at the same time the sister of Kshatriyas. She did not come from a low class family. So the quality matters from where you are getting. Like if you say, no, I got this product from this shop. No, say the branded shop. So immediately, so oh, you got from there. That means in that shop now all the products are very good. They are branded like that. Manu therefore offered her to Kardama as just suitable for his purpose. It is clear that although the daughter was mature in age and quality, she did not go out and find her husband independently. She expressed his desire for a suitable husband corresponding to her character, age, and quality, and father himself, out of affection for his daughter, took charge of finding such a husband. Because fathers are responsible. Nowadays, girls have to do some on their own because some of the fathers are not responsible. Sometimes fathers are responsible, girls are little more active. The moment she heard that the sage Narada of your noble character, learning, beautiful appearance, youth, and other virtues, she fixed her mind upon you. Professor, the girl Devati did not personally see Kardamani, nor did she personally experience his characters or qualities, since there was no social intercourse by which such could gain in under she could gain such understand. That time there was no social media. There you cannot get a photo of a person, or you can what do you say? You can have a video call and talk. No, and because their that time their intelligence and their understanding is so sharp, just by hearing they can know what this person is, and they hear from authority, that's all. Narada Muni said means said. Now you have to hear from 10 people, see the photo, see the qualification, check the pay scale, whether the bank statement, whether really he has that much money. And some now medical tests are also happening because you should not have any problems in the health. So many things are there. And after that, then they will discuss, then they will talk for a long time. And then it happens after marriage, then they fight and they, some cases they end up in divorce. Means I don't want to be sarcastic, but I am telling that time the because they were so intelligent, just by hearing from authority, they can understand what this person is. They don't need any photo also because there was no cameras that time. If any photo has to be there, there should be an artist who will go and see the person and just picturize him and then they draw the painting. That's all. But that time that was also not needed. But she heard about Kardamuni from authority of Narada. Hearing from an authority is better experience than gaining personal understanding. She heard from Narada Muni that Kardamuni was just fit to be her husband. Therefore, she became fixed in her heart that she would marry him. And she expressed her desire to her father, who therefore brought her before him. So she only chose based on authority, and father also felt, yeah, whatever her choice is right. No, she did not choose any other king. She says, okay, I am a king's daughter. Let me also enjoy in some opulent palace and let me also have some nice kingdom and let me also have my subjects whom I rule and no, do something. She didn't want. She is interested in something higher and based on her taste, she choose Kardam. If my taste is opulence and all, then I will choose a king as my husband. Otherwise, I will go for a sage. And Kardamani also, Swayambhuna also understands. And Swayambhuna said, therefore, please accept her, O chief of the Brahmanas, for I offer her with faith, and she is in every respect fit to be your wife and take charge of your household duties. The word Grahamedishu Karmashu means in household duties. Another word is also used here, Sarvatmananurupam. The purport is that a wife should not only be equal to her husband in age, character, and qualities, but must be helpful to him in household duties. The household duty of a man is not to satisfy his sense gratification, but to remain with a wife and children at the same time attain advancement in spiritual life. This is actually the purpose of marriage life, to elevate everyone. Why person, according to his psychophysical nature, he has a tendency to he needs support, emotional support, and and he has that vasanas. Once he gets a wife, then automatically the vasanas get subdued because he has a desire to enjoy. Then what happens? He enjoys. Once he gets the child in hand, the first child, he holds the first child in his hand, the father. Immediately the person gets desire to serve him. The father holds a child. He says, "Oh, let me serve this boy or girl, whatever." As soon as they get the desire to serve, the desire to enjoy disappears. So, as initial marriage, they think, okay, let us enjoy, let us enjoy. Because there is a desire to enjoy, so the lust is also very high. As soon as he gets the child in the hand, he gets a desire to serve the child, and immediately after the first child is over, so much drastically lust reduces because the desire came like that. So in that way, he is freed. Now after a certain age, then they will think, okay, now I have sufficiently enjoyed. Let me progress in spiritual life. One who does not do so is not a householder or a grahastha. Two words are used in Sanskrit literature, one grahastha and other is grahamedi. The difference between grahamedi and grahastha is that grahastha is also an ashrama or spiritual order, but if one simply satisfies his senses as householder, then he is a grahamedi. For a grahamedi, to accept wife means to satisfy senses. But for a grahastha, a qualified wife is an assistant in every respect for advancement in spiritual activities. It is duty of wife to take charge of household affairs and not to compete with the husband. A wife is meant to help, but she cannot help her husband unless she is completely equal to her in age, character, and qualities. Here, the point is that the wife, she is protecting. Even Diti also says to Kashyapa, no, Kashyapa says, wife is like a fortress. Because what happens, the senses are very strong. So he looks outside, he sees any woman, he will immediately develop some desire to enjoy. Then he comes home, wife is there, then his senses are satisfied, his mind is peaceful. Otherwise, then there will be problem, there will be contamination. So here, she's always helping the husband. Okay. Uh, Now we have a here comments are there. Yeah, but he is a Brahmana. How can it be possible? A Varna different. Yeah, a Brahmana can marry a Kshatriya, but Kshatriya cannot marry a Brahmana girl. Very rarely it is allowed. In the case of Prabhupada also, in the case of Shukracharya's daughter Sharmishta, the in that case it happened. But otherwise, Devya. So otherwise, in normal cases, it is not allowed because what happens is if a girl, even a Shudra girl, marries a Brahmana, she immediately becomes a Brahmani. She is qualified Brahmani girl. She need not, she is considered to a Brahmani only. Her Varna becomes Brahmana. Same thing. A girl marries a Kshatriya, she becomes Kshatrani. She's already a Kshatriya, that is different. Otherwise, normally who are down, they can go up. As soon as they marry, whatever Varna husband is, wife also gets the same. And she is also respected same and she gets all the qualities also. Because she is so much closely associating with him, she does all the qualities of husband. That is the point. So it is allowed to marry. Husband should always be having higher qualities because the wife should respect him. That's why they say that they want to see that he should be little more educated, little more wealthy, little more talented. That will help the wife to serve the husband. Husband should be little more qualified than husband. That is always recommended. Some cases like that's why Gandhari when she came to know that my would-be husband is blind, then she didn't marry also. Before that only she blinded herself. She just blindfolded herself because she felt that if I feel I am superior to my husband, I may disrespect him. She thought if he is blind, okay, let me also remain blind. And then she continued to remain blindfolded. That's why she's very, very powerful. She's counted very chaste woman because she is ready to. What did she get? You may think, Array, you did not see anything such. She could not see her own children. 100 children and one daughter. Gandhari could see only. So you may think it's so, you know, uh, it's such a unfortunate situation. But it is not unfortunate. We see in terms of our vision. Means we calculate according to our happiness, pleasure, pain is based on our understanding, but not them. Who follow dharma, the pleasure they experience, it is in a higher level. That's why we cannot understand what Gandhar is getting. Just by doing that, the amount of satisfaction she experiences cannot be compared with any of this what we are seeing in a more gross level like that. That is the point. Like we discussed about Ramayana also. When Lord Ram is following Dharma, Sita is told, okay, go into the fire. She enters fire. And then we may think, what is this? You work so hard. No, you did big fighting, killed so many people. And then wife coming and you are sending her to fire. And then after that, you somehow got her back. You had your kingdom, and some washerman make some comment, and without even telling to her that no, I am sending you to forest and apologizing. She just told Lakshmana, you take her and drop in the forest and don't tell her not to come back. And after taking her to the forest, then Lakshmana says, Lord Ram said, don't come back. She didn't give any send off, nothing. And what Sita says, she is a little mortified, but later on when she comes to her senses, she tells to Lord Ram, she tells to Lakshmana, please tell Lord Ram that I'll be the most happiest woman here. Because being here, I am able to serve Lord Ram. I am the most happiest. And now I know many Matajis will be upset with this. But that actually what Sita is telling, why we are able to read Ramayana even now, after millions of years also, we are sitting and discussing Ramayana because it has the depth. That is why even now people hear Ramayana, get so much absorbed. So many movies you can take still and Ramayana, and people watch it and they get tears. Why? Because that much level of dharma they followed, that much level of depth is there in that. That's why we are able to experience even now after millions of years. No other story we cannot hear so many times and experience so much pleasure. Even people are crying, but still they feel some satisfaction. That is Ramayana. Here also, when Gandhari is blindfolding, it is not that she when other Western people or westernized people when they hear about Gandhari and all, they will feel this is some type of suppression. It is not suppression. It is experiencing something higher. So Gandhari, she is so powerful and she is experiencing like one story. I'm sorry, I'm telling one story of a king. I told this also. He came to his wife and tells that I experienced a special incident now. Says that uh, one woman, as soon as her husband died, she went into the funeral, sat there and burnt herself. She's such a chaste lady. Then the queen says, oh, that means she's not so much chaste. As soon as she hears that her husband died, she should leave her body. That is highest chastity. Then the king heard it, and then after that, the queen understood. Oh, now he's going to test me one day. And then she's also very intelligent. She went to her the guru, and she told, "See, this incident happened. I told. Now I know my husband is going to test one day. So what should I do?" Then the guru, he said, "Okay, I'll give you a tree, and you plant in your garden, and you go to the tree and you ask, if you get a news that my husband died, you ask the tree. If it gets dried up, then you know he really is left his body. But it is fresh, you know that he is still alive." Then like that, some 1 to 3 years happened, and one day the king wanted to really test. So he took his sword, his mukut, and he went for a war, and he gave it to the one of the soldiers and said, "Go to the queen and tell the king is no more." Then the soldier comes and gives, and she goes to the tree and asks whether the king is really dead. Then the tree is green, fresh. Now she understood that the king did not leave his body. He's testing her. Now, what she did, now she knows that it's a test. But still, according to her, as soon as she hears, she should leave her body. And then she decides, okay, let me leave my body. Because I heard the news. Whether it is wrong or right, that's a different question. Because I heard the news that my husband is no more, I have to leave my body. And she leaves her body. And king comes back, then he becomes sad, and he comes to know that queen knows that he is not dead, he is alive. And he is deceiving her. And by knowing that how this incident happened, he renounces the world. He took sannyas, and rest of the life he is very sad about what he did to his wife. Now the point is, what did she get? This is the point. These people, by leaving her body, we may feel it's look like very tragic story, but it is not tragic for the queen or for her, because she followed dharma. The pleasure they experience is something very high. It is not something. No, I did not get to. I closed my eyes. I did not get to watch any TV, and I could not play with my mobile, or my WhatsApp is not there. Just even while chanting, also our mobile is not there. People are little upset. It is not like that. There is something very high they experience. So here also, when these things, then these principles are explained, it is not exploitation. Everybody is following the dharma, and everybody is experiencing something high. And they like now we see Kardamuni. Now after marriage, he don't go to honeymoon. He's sitting and meditating. You may think, what is this? Why did you marry then? So yeah, it's a purification of. Now we may think, what is he doing? What happens is, and we say, Arey, year, months and months he's doing all this, what do you say, he's in meditation and all. What they experience is they are experiencing something high. Once you go into trance, you get connected to the Supreme, or even you are experiencing the high amount of goodness, then you don't want to come back to passion only. You are so peaceful and satisfied there. You are in that meditation for hours and hours, days and days, and they are very happy. They don't want anything mundane. And how time passes, they also don't, because they are just experiencing the bliss. That's why they say 10,000 years of tapasya. How is it possible? Because once they're in trance, the time passes, they don't know. So in that way, it's 10,000 years is not a big deal for them. Anyway, now another topic here is Swayambhu Manu. He says to deny an offering that has come of its own itself is not commendable even for one absolutely free from all attachment, much less one addicted to sense pleasure. Otherwise, in material life, everyone is desirous of sense gratification. Therefore, a person who gets an object of sense gratification without endeavor should not refuse to accept it. Kardamuni was not meant for sense gratification, yet he aspired to marry and prayed to the Lord for a suitable wife. This was known to Swayambhu Manu. He indirectly convinced Kardamuni, you desire a suitable wife like my daughter, and she is now present before you. You should not reject the fulfillment of your prayers. You should accept my daughter. We didn't make endeavor on its own, it is coming, and I also have a desire. Say hmm, I want to go to Vrindavan. Not with a spiritual desire only. Right? Say you want to go some other place, and somebody comes and says, "Okay, I am also." He also comes and says, "Hey, I am going. I wanted to sponsor." I say, "Oh, I just desired." Say, "Okay, we'll say I want to have a laptop. I have no, but I want to have a laptop." Somebody comes and says, "Proji calls and says, Proji, I'm coming from US. No? Do you want something from there? I wanted to bring some laptop for you or anything." So it is a coming on its own, but you also have a desire. So, so we should like that. It's coming without our endeavor. We should accept it. One who rejects an offering that comes on its own accord, but later begs a boon from a miser, thus loses his widespread reputation and his pride is humiliated by the neglectful behavior of others. Purpose reading. The general procedure of Vedic marriage is that a father offers his daughter to a suitable boy. That is a very respectable marriage. A boy should not go to girl's father and ask for the hand of his daughter in marriage. This is considered to be humbling one's respectable position. Swayambhu Manu wanted to convince Kardamuni since he knew that the sage wanted to marry a suitable girl. I am offering such a suitable wife. Do not reject the offer, or else, because you are in need of a wife, you will have to ask for such a wife from someone else who may not behave with you so well. In that case, your position will be humbled. Another feature of this incident is that Swayambhu Manu was the emperor, but he went to offer his qualified daughter to a poor Brahmana, Kardamuni. Kardamuni had no worldly positions. He was a hermitage living in the forest, but he was advanced in culture. Therefore, in offering one's daughter to a person, the culture and qualities are counted as prominent, not wealth or any other material consideration. So, 2 points Prabhupada is making here. One is he has to go, uh, if he is getting something suitable, he should not reject. And second thing he's telling that we should whatever we want, if Krishna is arranging, we will not make endeavor separately. That is also very important. People, they are unnecessarily making endeavors, which is waste of time, energy. It actually indicates lack of faith also. People, it's lack of faith on the Lord if they are doing. And second thing here, it is said that what is more important is the culture and qualities are counted prominent than the wealth and other considerations. Swayambhu Manu continued, wise man, I heard that you are preparing to marry. Please accept her hand, which is being offered to you by me, since you have not taken a vow of perpetual celibacy. Now, here another important thing. The principle of brahmacharya is celibacy. There are two kinds of brahmacharis. One is called Naishtik brahmachari, other is Upakurna brahmachari. So one is since Kardamuni did not take Naishtik brahmachari, he wanted to marry. Now Kardamuni starts. The great sage replies, certainly I have a desire to marry, and your daughter has not yet married or given her word to anyone. Therefore, our marriage, according to Vedism, can take place. Prabhupada will see what Prabhupada says on this. There are many considerations by Kardamuni before accepting the daughter of Swayambhu Manu. Most important is the Devahuti had first of all fixed her mind on marrying him. She did not choose to have any other man as her husband. That is great that is a great consideration because female psychology dictates that when a woman offers her heart to a man for the first time, it is very difficult for her to take it back. Now it is not applicable. Don't worry. This is for more Vedic age. Now anything is possible, Kali Yuga. As she has not married before, she was a virgin girl. All this consideration convinced Kardamuni to accept her. Therefore, he said, yes, I shall accept your daughter under religious regulations of marriage. There are different kinds of marriages, of which the first class marriage is held by inviting a suitable bridegroom for the daughter and giving her in charity, well dressed and well decorated with ornaments, along with a dowry according to the means of the father. There are other kinds of marriage, such as Gandhar Vivaha and marriage by love, which are also accepted as marriage. Even if one is forcibly kidnapped and later on accepted as wife, that is also accepted. But Kardamuni accepted the first class way of marriage because the father was willing and the daughter was qualified. She had never offered her heart to anyone else. All these considerations made Kardamuni agree to accept the daughter of Swayambhuva. There are nice purport. So many points are there. Prabhupada is nicely sharing. We'll just take this last one for today. Let your daughter's desire for marriage, which is recognized in the Vedic scriptures, be fulfilled. Who would not accept her hand? She is so beautiful that by her bodily lustre alone, she excelled the beauty of her ornaments. So, this explained for the Lord also. So, Bhushana Bhushanangam. Lord is also Bhushana Bhushanangam. So the ornaments become beautiful when Lord wears. Lord is more beautiful than all. Kardamani wanted to marry Devahuti in a recognized manner of marriage prescribed in the scriptures. As stated in Vedic scripture, the first class process is to call the bridegroom to the home and the bride and hand her to him in charity with a dowry of necessary ornaments, gold, furniture, and other household paraphernalia. This form of marriage is prevalent among higher classes Hindus even today and is declared in the Shastras to confer great religious merits of bride's father. That means Kanyadan. He is giving charity. No? The father also, the person who is giving her daughter in charity, he gets so much benefit. To give a daughter in charity to a suitable son-in-law is considered to be one of the pious activities of a householder. There are 8 forms of marriage mentioned in the scriptures, Manusmriti, but only one process of marriage, Brahmana or Rajasika marriage is now current. Other kinds of marriage by love, by exchange of garlands, or by kidnapping the bridegroom are now forbidden in Kali Yuga. Formerly, Kshatriyas would, at their pleasure, kidnap a princess from another royal house, and he fight between the Kshatriyas and girl's family, and he kidnaps was the winner. The girl would be offered to him in marriage. Even Krishna married by that process, and some of his sons and grandsons also married by kidnapping. So Krishna's grandsons kidnapped Duryodhana's daughter, which caused a fight between the Kuru and Yadu families. Afterwards, an adjustment was made by the elderly members of the Kuru family. Such marriages are current in bygone ages. But the present moment, they are impossible because the strict principles of Kshatriya life are practically being abolished. Since India has become dependent on foreign countries, the particular influence of her social order have been lost. Now, according to scriptures, everyone is a Shudra. So-called Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas have forgotten their traditional activities. In the absence of these activities, they are called Shudras. It is said in the scriptures, Kalo Shudra Sambhava. In the age of Kali, everyone will be like Shudras. The traditional social customs are now followed in this age after, although formally they were followed. Okay, there are some more nice things to discuss on this marriage and other things. We will continue on Monday. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.